Shalom. YAHAWASHI,
Peace, Israel, Shalom. Shalom. Before we get started, we want to give all honor, praises, and infinite glory to Yahweh, peace and blessings to you, hopeful elect. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwab that's tuning in right now. Double honor to apostles and elders of GMS, man. This is just around the world news, a little breaking news coming directly from YAHAWASHI outside, man, because we're nothing more than vessels, man. We're watchmen, servants, So as you can see, man, everything that's happening around us, if you don't know what times we in, man, just get ready for those missiles, man. Get ready for the sword. Get ready for the hard famine and pestilences, man. Because, that stuff going to be so powerful, you're going to be swallowed up, man. Literally. It's going to overwhelm you, man. All these things that's happening is hitting you at once. It's going to come to a point where people going to literally want to commit suicide. And they won't even be able to die, man. And that's a script, too.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom,
Shalom, gang. This is Revelations 9:6. And in those days shall men seek death. So it's gonna be so hard out here. Men, women, they're gonna try and seek death, man. You ask somebody right now, hey, would you kill yourself? Nah, man, what I'm killing myself for? I got everything I need, man. I got this and that. Hey, life can't get any better than this, and shall not find it. So they're gonna be out there because somebody off me already. Death is gonna flee, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So they might hop off a 2-story building. They think they might die. They might head first it just to make sure. But then all what's gonna happen is you're just gonna feel the pain of your head being wide open. You know how much that I heard, because people don't really truly understand pain, man. Some people who have them instant deaths, they don't really know what that pain is, man. So imagine you see, I know it's a lot of videos that when people jump off buildings and stuff, they instantly die off impact. But imagine if you just impact and you don't die, man. But you can feel that. So it's gonna hurt so bad you probably won't really have the energy to scream, man. You're gonna try and scream and all the air is out your body, man. You can't even breathe.
Shit. You're gonna try to put a round through your head and you're gonna walk around with a big ass hole in your head. You're still alive.
We'll take a double barrel and blow your head off, and you out here literally headless, man. You changed anything?
Yeah, we have 2 openings. You want to get yours and I'll get mine?
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come.
All right, so to back up the brother on that, to add a little more meat to that, right? So that's like straight to the point. In the last days shall be perilous times. The times are full of danger. Perilous times. Perilous also goes into not being able to endure, not be able not being able to endure the hard times you're coming into, like Jacob's trouble, the famine, the hour temptation, right? And the list goes on. The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right, the days are evil. All right, bad time. We're in those last days, because we see, one of many examples. The love of many waxing colder and colder and colder as time goes on. All right, because what? Because when the scripture states, because iniquity shall abound, the love may shall wax cold. right? Iniquity,
I was gonna bring that out too.
iniquity, lawlessness. So because we come into a time where, you know, we're going to enter a society where it's lawless, like purge, right? Because that, when there's no law, it's chaos. Okay. All right. You got out.
As you can see, man, the whole the primate polka dots outbreak traced to alphabet men who attended rare events. Right? Yeah, I think they meant to say rare events in Europe.
At the rave.
Rave, okay. Rave events in Europe. Hey, so what events? Now we ain't gotta go into details, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what those events are most likely doing, man. What they're for.
And, you know, men put in his rod in another man's black hole, right? You know, spreading the fucking monkey juice out there, spreading curious doors out there, right? And mind you, because the brother and Noah and I did a lesson on this earlier, just a quick hit, and apparently, I think like about 200 of these polka dots men had caused this monkey juice, the damn Donkey Kong, to spread. All right, and mind you, right? What a coincidence! What a coincidence! The damn WHO just had that meeting not too long ago, right? And they have until what, the 28th? The 28th,
this Saturday.
And to pretty much make that decision of what they're going to do next. And what's next month? What's next month? The fucking Rainbow Group month, Pride month.
Oh yeah, Khan.
That's next month. And then what a coincidence that you got fucking Curious George spreading around right before this upcoming month.
Curious George, and hey, that's what we're gonna say. Curious George.
A scripture came to mind. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Right? And I remember one of the brothers broke down that pride also goes into the whole that rainbow group, self-lovers, abomination, right? Pretty much that group, that LGBT group, right? And what a coincidence that next month is this month, and then you got all these pestilences flying around, and then damn who pretty much just got that power, and we're just waiting until the 28th or sometime next month to see what they're going to do. On how they're going to control Curious George going around being curious, knowing that next month is a fucking Transformers month.
God, hey, this is all just like the other day. It's not a coincidence that out of nowhere America decided to get 13 million hot sauces, man, packaged. Well, how did y'all have if I'm not mistaken, they said that it was freeze. Oh man, I think Nahar was telling me that. Oh, it might have been you, Maki, that told me these hot sauces. It's like they was already in the freezer, like they already had it stored.
Oh, yeah. Mind you, the moment this damn Donkey Kong juice had came aboard, boom, like that, like out of nowhere, they already ordered millions of the hot sauce for this. That lets you know that they had the shit was already made. It was already prepped before Curious George came into play.
They already have all of that shit on inventory, man. They were just waiting for it to come up.
Yep. And we noticed something too for the first time. Not too long ago, when Brother Anu and I went to the supermarket on our route that our path when we go there, there was that fucking truck that had nothing but fucking a long ass truck that had nothing but hot sauce in that motherfucker.
And they had a whole police car watching it just in case anything would happen. Man.
Yep, that's the first time I actually seen a police officer pretty much on standby when this very company went to drop off their fucking hot sauce at the very place. Yep. And the place where they're dropping off the hot sauce at is the fucking plasma place where you can get blood or donate blood at.
Hey man, this was already. We all know this was all set up, man. Like we were not stupid, man. Literally, if you can't see the fact that the WHO is holding a meeting to have the power given to them in case of a so-called next world, eruption pandemic. Hey man, in the midst of all that, Curious George is out here touching people, man.
Yep.
You know,
and Curious George spread really fast, not only through men laying with men, but you can also get it just by close contact, like on your clothing, on your bed sheets, right? I think by body fluid. So you can just kiss someone that got Curious George.
You can have somebody sneeze, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey man,
they already been reporting how Curious George is spreading globally at quote unquote lightning speed.
And then they say that when Cranberry came out.
Yep.
Lightning speed. That's what they always like to say.
Like the scripture says,
these people.
Like that scripture where it says, nothing is new under the sun, just paraphrasing. Every time Esau does something, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's the same thing over and over again. So,
hey man, that's why we gotta stay on watch, man, because hey, we know they're gonna give the power to they already literally said Babylon is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's about 70 countries that already planning on giving the power to them. Actually, maybe 198, man. Hey, they're gonna give the power to these people, man.
That was like 198 or like damn near 200.
There's a lot of countries. This one particular fucking group.
Hey, when Cranberry 16 came out, man, that was nothing more than just okay. Let's see how these people would take it. If we say they gotta take the hot sauce, let's write down how many people actually took it, as opposed to how many we had on hand, how many didn't take it, this and that. So that now that when a company like Who comes out and they receive that power, they already know what neighborhoods to target, man. It was nothing more than they know the very first day lockdown happened. Oh, what's gonna happen? Jake and them gonna empty the supermarkets out. So they said, okay, that's checked. We already know. So let's have it to where we gonna destroy these crops and this and that. So once Jake emptied this stuff out, hey, the next time they go back in there, it might not really be nothing in there, man. You know? So hey, these people is playing chess, man. You know? Literally, when you think something is in front of you and it's happening right now, you gotta look towards what's happening back door and ahead, man, the future.
Yep. And because of that, though, I'm gonna get the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1, real quick. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Because what? The book of Job 9:24 goes into what? That the earth was given to hands of the wicked. So of course they're going to practice. They're going to practice iniquity. They're going to devise iniquity, right? And you best believe that the WHO organization are going to do something, to the point where, they may I'm just throwing out examples at the man. You're not taking my word, but right. Next month is the month of those abominations out there, right? This damn devil, the accuser of thy brethren, may start pointing fingers at that particular group of why Curious George, Donkey Kong, the fucking chicken juice and all other types of juices out there is spreading so fast because of this particular group, and they're going to use that as an excuse to do what? A second lockdown. Mentioned in the book of Edges, right? How that man shall desire to go into the city should not be able to. They may lock this shit down to blame these particular people why the pestilences are spreading, right? Just and then at some point, mind you, too, next month is going to be much hotter, right? While that's going on, blackouts, right?
Hey, they already saying it. They already said, hey, expect weaker from electricity, expect blackouts in multiple cities. They telling you what's to come, man. They don't want to say, oh, well, we the real cause of it. What do they do? The easiest thing to do is blame it on weather, because people gonna be thinking, well, it is kind of hot, so I guess this and that. Mind you, you've been growing up all your life. I remember days where it used to be 100 degrees outside, electricity working perfectly fine, man. But now all of a sudden, the weather is affecting the power grid.
Yep, fine. Yep.
That's how you know the masses are deceived as fuck, man.
Nah, man, hey, let them sleep, though.
Let's call like the scripture says, let the ignorant be ignorant. Hey, let them be ignorant. Fuck it. You got any articles that you want to personally bring up, Manaka? I think you said you had something you want to bring up.
God, let me.
You can get it. Take your time.
Hey, beautiful times we in, though, right, Akim?
Yeah.
You know what?
We definitely getting closer.
Since you mentioned, I might as well bring it out. That Revelation 12 and 12. We can see it. We can see it.
Oh yeah, grab that.
Let me get that real quick. Hey, even though we bring it out so many times, but hey, we're gonna keep bringing it out as many times as we need to. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Want to get that? That one right there.
Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath only but a short time.
So, the believers of YAHAWASHI, the servants, the prophets, rejoice, because we can see all hell about to break loose. We can see that this damn devil, right, Esau Edom, only have a short time left to rule. All right? A short time left to rule. He's about to come down that great wrath. He's about to be, what they call it, balls to the wall.
Right? He's expediting all
the balls to the wall.
Yep, he's going wild.
Hey, how do we know that he's about to come down with that great wrath? Because these devils came out and said the 23 agenda is gonna happen sooner than you think. It's gonna happen this year, man. They gotta speed it up. They behind schedule, man. In all reality, they know the Most High is about to send YAHAWASHI those chariots. That's why the master now is releasing so much chariot footage, and now they saying, oh, we got paperwork on the chariots, something keep entering the galaxy and this and that. They know what time it is. They know who's coming, man. Every time they look up, they say, oh man, so it's something strange going on out there. They know that they're getting closer to that day, man. So Esau, he gotta heavy up. Oh, let me fully control these people. I ain't had fun yet. Let me hurry up and do this.
God. So
it's like when your parents.
When Esau comes down with that great wrath, it's not going to be you. One of the elders, not too long ago, I think sometime yesterday, was going into how there's already reports of how people are literally being taken out of their homes, having to get the hot sauce.
Forced vaccination.
Yep.
Hey, Belgium is the first. I think they're the first ones right now to go into a lockdown because of this, man.
Oh yeah, Belgium is the first country to go through a 21-day quarantine lockdown.
Now they say if you get this thing, you got to be by yourself for 21 days.
Oh, and also this damn devil over in Rhode Island. For those who are parents, those who have kids. If the parents refuse to get their children hot sauce up, they will literally send in CPC, Child Protective Service, to take their children away from them because they refuse to get their child hot sauce to fuck up.
See, fucking devils, man.
Yeah.
You know, they want to take your and what Esau Edom, he always has laws to back up why he gotta do that. They already have, you might not know them, but they have laws in place that help justify, oh yeah, why they could just run in your house, take your kids. They say, oh, it's health, it's because of the health, or that they could blame on, well, we don't want them to spread this and that. Oh, you don't care about their lives, that's murder, this and that. You know, he got all types of crazy laws that help justify why he's doing what he's doing, man. And I actually got a script.
We got a scripture that just came to mind about what we just talked about. All right, and I'm gonna get another one to back up that new one. Get that one ready.
Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. So hey, we're not ignorant of the things that you're doing, man. You can't fool the men of the Lord, man. You can easily fool these 2/3, these other nations, man. But when it comes to the men of the Lord and the elect, you cannot fool the elect, man. You know, you got it, King.
Yeah, when you go into the word devices, it goes into schemes, tricks, and any other similar terms. But that's like the main two that stood out: tricks and schemes. So the elect are not gonna fall for this damn devil's his tricks, his schemes, okay, his plans. All right, you got it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance,
which is Esau Edom,
which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor of the young.
And we see that now. It doesn't matter if you're old, if you're young, right? If you're not obeying, complying with his unrighteous decrees, he's gonna come down. He's gonna come down to you on that great wrath. All right. And we just mentioned earlier how over what's going on in Rhode Island, right? The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 53. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. All right. So this damn devil, he's engineering a plan that's going to cause separation, divisions within households. Okay, and he's doing that by coming down with these unrighteous decrees, saying that if you're not hot sauce up, we're going to send in CPS. We're going to send in the troops, the cops, the fucking hot sauce officers. All right, you got it. And that's just on a smaller level, but real soon it's going to be very physical. It's going to be very draconian. You're going to have troops literally come into your place of dwelling and cause that separation within the household. Separate the head of the house, which is the man, then separate the woman from her head and her children, then separate the children from the head of the house and the mother. And they're going to be sent to probably different places, like different Q camps.
So as you can see, man, heartbreaking faces emerge of innocent victims of elementary school shooting, man. Hey, what does that go into, Makia? That Matthew 24:12, man. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So what happened roughly before that, man? The Buffalo shooting, man. Now look, we got another one at elementary school, man. But y'all notice that more of these are, as we get closer to that last day of the who vote, more of these are happening. Because when they first mentioned that they was gonna have 198 countries sit down and meet, that's when Buffalo started. Now that we getting closer, what's today, Wednesday? We like what? 3 days away until they make the official vote. Now what's happening in the middle of this? So now Jake focused on this shooting. Now they look over, it's another one. Mark my words, before Saturday, not saying, but something else is gonna happen, man. Something else can happen. Either the day of the vote, because if you focus on something else, you can't see, oh well, you know, they voted yes on getting the power to the WHO, man. You know? You got it, King.
For that article that you just read, I'm gonna get the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. And I'll read 29 as well too. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore stroke. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So all of the mass shootings we've been seeing lately, right? The articles about it, the news report. These were spirits of vengeance that came upon these individuals that executed that mass shooting. Because what? Because death, right? That's it says fire and hell, and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So it was created for vengeance. The spirits of vengeance jumped onto these individuals, laid on their sore strokes, right? In the time of their destruction, the destruction of these individuals, these so-called victims, right? And those spirits, pretty much call out YAHAWASHI for giving me the green light to execute judgment on these motherfuckers. Old, young, both maids, women, doesn't matter who you are. All right?
As you can see, the next article, Soros, and if you're not familiar with this guy, man, this family, that's one of the families out of 13 that got their hands on everything around you, man. Hey, and people, if y'all don't know, the stripes on the American flag represent the 13 bloodline families that control, the nation, man. That's why when you look at the flag, you see how the 50 stars is inside of a box, and then the stripes are outside of it. That's just the families controlling the 50 states that's in the box, keeping them in the box. And he says Ukraine may be start of WW3. Now we know, as men of the Lord, man, we know that's not the real WW3. When you hear about, Russia and China about to go against America, now that's nothing but a warm-up, man. For the real WW3 is gonna happen when YAHAWASHI get here, man. Let me see if I can get
World War III is biblical. I have two scriptures that goes into that topic. You read this one first, and then you go to Revelation 9 and 12.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9, verse 12. One woe is past,
World War One,
and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
So World War One passed away, right? Already happened, and there's going to be two more world wars. That's why when you jump over to Revelation, chapter 11 and 14, you can get that one.
The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
So one woe is past, there's going to be two more to come afterwards, right? It just read. Then over here just says the second woe is past, World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And it's fastly approaching, because that's one of the main talks. When you read in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, when it goes into the beginnings of sorrows, it starts off with what? You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. And so at some point, hearing wars and the rumors of it are no longer going to be a rumor. It's literally going to be happening. It's going to be manifested to the world. All right, you got
God. And I want to bring this out. This second Edges 13 and 31. And one shall undertake the fight against another one city against another, one place against another. So it's gonna be in the midst of literally every from one corner of the earth to another. All hell breaking, literally all hell is breaking loose. It's not gonna be one spot where it's okay, they not doing nothing over here, so I'm gonna just stay here. Literally every street, every corner, every city, all hell's gonna break loose, man. One place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. That's the physical and the spiritual, man. Literally, Esau, Edom, Russia, China, all these other nations. Literally, they're gonna look up, see that fathership, and gonna try and go to war with YAHAWASHI, man, and the angels and the chariots, man. You know, and the elect men. Why you think right now they're cutting on that sun machine, man? After all these years, they say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna power this thing back up," because they know, hey, we gotta whatever comes through this, we gotta let it just come through, man. We know it probably won't protect us, it probably won't listen to us, but we don't care, man. We need something with also spiritual like powers, you know, to fight against the elect and YAHAWASHI, man, those angels. So literally, don't be surprised. You might have a beast that had like 4 arms who can freaking shoot fire out his mouth. Hey, we don't know. The Most High is gonna let something come through that. Go ahead,
They
Kane.
shall be newly created creatures. They shall be newly created creatures. Yeah, and some of these creatures are going to be able to have those rays of light, right? They'll being able to shoot concentrated, cosmic energy, fire out of the eye, probably his nose, his mouth, hands, fingertips, center of their solar plex. Right? We don't know. You probably got creatures that can also do some Rasengan and Kamehameha. We don't know, right? Fucking,
hey, literally, they gotta have that stuff too.
Look at all the films that Esau made that has scientists or these engineered scientists. They'll create a portal, like a machine, and every time when they create one and they open it,
that shit always backfires, bro. A fucking demonic creature always come out of that shit, man.
Yep. Like the movie, what's that movie? Doom? No, Doomsday, some shit with The Rock.
Doom.
Yeah, remember when the scientists opened that portal? What the fuck came out of there? Some crazy ass creature that was not friendly at all.
Ripping them apart.
Yep.
Actually, people too.
Literally, when they open these portals, man, they're not gonna listen. They're not gonna want to listen. They already said they don't know what's gonna come through it. They just want to open it. Hey, best believe, even though we're not gonna be getting hurt or anything, but hey, they could be just as strong as us. They might hit us and we go flying through 10 billion.
Yeah.
Hey, best believe, brothers gonna use 100% their power that day. We're gonna have a lot of things to fight. The Most High gonna give Esau the max clip, man. Everything he can have to try and go against us, man. Which is the sun technology and super soldiers and drones and army dogs and robot freaking. Hey, you see, them Tesla bots, man, they moving like regular people. They all flexible and stuff.
Yep.
On some iRobot, man.
Like the Tesla bot. That Tesla bot reminds me of the fucking iRobot. I'm gonna get 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50, and then I'm gonna get 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 20. So 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50, it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So a lot of people, especially Esau, Edom, they got our 2/3 that walks in that same spirit too, because they walked in that great pride, right? they're going to have great misery that's going to be done to them, right? In a lot of times, and we're in this time, all right. Because like the Buffalo shooting, right? That was a great misery, right? They got lit up, right? And was it Eve? Eve got ran over 3 times in broad daylight in the neighborhood, right? She was trying to run away with some high heels, and she got ran over, and the list goes on. Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of YAHAWASHI that is set before them, right? And the only nation that can actually sin, that can go against the law, is the Israelites, right? The so-called black, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians, because we're the only nation that was given the law. So we're the only nation that can despise the law about power. So, and that sounds like what? That scripture in Zechariah, how 2/3 are going to be cut off, right? I'm going to read it again. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that is set before them. And we see that. We're seeing a lot more numbers of our people dying daily, and that number is only going to increase. All right.
Hey, the NOAA warns that the U.S. once again, now we got prepared for another natural disaster. Must prepare for heightened 2022 hurricane season. But every year, man, we know about hurricane season, man. Every year it is always a bad. The past couple years, if I'm not mistaken, East Coast, man, Jersey been getting hit. You know? So this all goes into the signs and the times, man. That's just nothing more than, okay, if weather gonna be bad over here, but we know what time we in, man. And this is Matthew 16:3, and in the morning, actually, I'm gonna start from 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky. So you know that a hurricane can do this and that. You know it's hurricane season. You know when you wake up, skies be red as heck. You know, not too long ago, it was a lunar eclipse. But what else does it say? Ye can discern the face of the sky, so you know everything around you. You can see it, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? But so you know that we having these blood moons and eclipses and these weather changes, but you still don't know what time we're in. A wicked and adulterous generation speaketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed. But hey, we telling you right now what time we're in, but hey, you want to look over us and just do your own thing, man. You know? But once the Most High take us away, man, once he said, okay, it's time to keep quiet. And we know that because Family of the Word is literally at the door, man. You know how hard it is to even start to really put videos up. They doing all these changes with the apps and stuff, making it harder for brothers. We gotta speak cold. We got our cold words now because they understand the cold words.
It's going to get to the point where our lesson, we're going to be coding so much that our lesson is going to sound like we're speaking alien, like shit.
And we're gonna have to start speaking in. They don't be surprised if we come out and just start speaking more fluent Hebrew throughout the whole lesson. God. We start to finish, man. You know?
We have 2 precepts that goes with the very article, the NOAA.
God, bring it out, gang.
Yeah, do that one. Yeah, that's great.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
So earthquakes, right? Oh, you can get verse 8 too. I'll look at that.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Right, so while you're hearing about the famine, pestilences, nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, hearing wars and rumors of wars, right? These so-called natural disasters. This is only just the beginning of sorrow. This is the beginning of catching pure fucking hell. All right. So a scripture to back up the I'm gonna get two. I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1, and then I'm gonna jump to Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Okay. It says, woe, this is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, right? Our nation, the 2/3 are rebellious, okay? Because they're the ones that's constantly sinning and not coming back to our power. They're the ones that despise the law of YAHAWASHI. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, right? Our people take counsel of this world, right? Wisdom and knowledge of this world, but they don't take on the counsel of YAHAWASHI. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And that's what people are doing, because they're not taking counsel to YAHAWASHI, and they're not putting on the covering of the Rakak Kodash on them, right? All they're doing is just continuously adding more sin, more sin, more sin. All right. They added more sin to their resume of destruction. Okay. And you better believe the 2/3 are well qualified for it. They got the job already. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. So, this world and the people that dwell in it, right? That except for those who are written in the book of life, right? They're going to be visited by our power with thunder, and we see it. There's many articles of see all kinds of thunderstorms, different colors of it too. Hitting trees, hitting buildings, hitting cars, destroying buildings and shit. And with earthquakes, right, so-called natural disasters, earthquakes also goes into commotions, upwards of people, riots, chaos, and great noise with storm and tempest. That goes into like cyclones, tornadoes, tsunamis, right, and so on, and the flame of devouring fire. For example, California is still lit, right? That bitch still on fire to this day. Right, there's certain places that they're still on fire. They're being burnt up, right? And they're
just not in the news.
You said what?
It's just not in the news.
Yeah, that flame of devouring fire is also from the fire from the nukes, from the missiles, and also the chariots added a little more gasoline to it too. A little more fuel in it. All right,
the ice on the cake.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a beautiful script, King. Beautiful. Hey, virologists warn that Curious George has become a hyper mutated thing, spreading to 21 countries, including of course, it's gonna say the U.S. Man. Of course, has it never been U.S.?
The very first article that we opened up with, we read it early. We read some of it. There's already 3 states here in the U.S. that already have cases of these rainbow Fruit Loop people spreading Curious George. New York was one of them, Massachusetts, and now in Florida. Yep. So there's only going to spread.
So if we could already assume that since it's 21 countries that got it, them 21 countries gonna agree to giving power to WHO, man. You can already assume that because if they won't be able to control they own country, man, they're gonna say, well, if we just give y'all the military and the power, I'm pretty sure y'all can use y'all guidelines or whatever it is y'all have to more secure the situation, man. You know? So hey, don't be surprised if when literally, and I feel like this can really happen, second lockdown where they say nobody leaves out the house unless you go to work. Literally, you're gonna look out your window and you ain't gonna see nobody walking. Nobody, you ain't gonna hear no kids playing, you ain't gonna hear no drama. You probably gonna have to ride around with a piece of paper saying, yeah, you going to work, this and that, or they'll probably come up with some type of tag that you gotta put on your car. Don't be surprised if you can't go to the gym. What's gonna happen in the midst of all that? More of them small businesses gonna weed out. You saw what happened first lockdown. Them private small businesses, they couldn't survive that, man. They had to shut down.
I'm gonna get a scripture to back you up on that. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'll just read 17 and 18 to get to the point where you just said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So because of these damn devils, because of their pride, because of, they had the power to practice iniquity, to decree unrighteous decrees, right? Especially with the WHO people, right? They're going to be able to have that power to cause a second lockdown, and that second lockdown is definitely going to be much more draconian. And because of that, because of their pride, because of them doing that, right, it's going to cause cities to be troubled, right? People are going to start behaving a certain way. They're going to, that love is definitely going to wax even colder. And that's when there's going to be that sedition among people. Friends going to be fighting like enemies, right? Because of what? Because of them not being able to do the things that they were able to do in society before that lockdown. All right.
And that can play on somebody's mental when they, especially if you ain't got the Most High with you. Some people just can't stay in one place. They gotta keep going. They gotta do this and that. Hey, they're gonna go crazy, man. They say they can't leave out that house.
And our people are also known as being rebellious. So our people are not going to want to take heed to the damn devil's decree on having to stay in, and they're going to be rebellious, and they're going to try to do their own thing. And because of that, it's going to give these troops an excuse to hurt you, to harm you, to kill you, to execute you on sight, just so they can cause more chaos, more of that order out of chaos, so they can usher in what? Martial law, a warlike law. All right.
As you can see, the next article will say the apocalyptic global food crisis that we have been warned to prepare for has already begun. It been begun. We most likely at the end of the food crisis. And when I say end, I don't mean it's gonna stop and then we're gonna go back to having all we can eat out here. No, man, I'm talking about end as in all it might take is one more lockdown for people to sweep these supermarkets, and it really might not be nothing in there next time you go back in there, man.
Shall the sown places appear suddenly unsown? Even the food storehouses, is paraphrasing.
Full storehouses suddenly be found empty, suddenly going into quick, man, in the instant. Look, the largest church in the UK has just voted yes to same-sex marriage performed by clergy in the church. And this is why YAHAWASHI do not dwell in these churches, these temples made by man's hands, man. Look at this. That folly, man. This is why this whole place got, hey, out with the old, in with the new, man. It's time to start eviction notice. Literally, it's a huge eviction notice on the outside of Earth.
Oh, we got a scripture that to back you up on that famine article.
Yeah.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
All right. So famine is in there, right? So it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, right? It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be headless, men, Israelite men, Israelite women. A lot of Israelite men are not gonna have YAHAWASHI, so they're gonna be no widowhood. They're not gonna have a head. Women, right? Israelite women, even the other nations are not gonna have a head, a man, right? Especially our wicked ass women. Poverty, if they are being poor, that's gonna be caused by what? By the famine, sword, and pestilence. And we see that. This was all used for destruction and death. All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 41, 41, verse 30. And there shall rise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And modern day Egypt is Babylon, aka America. And that 7 years of famine, here in Babylon, the modern day Egypt, we don't know how long the famine is going to last for, but it's going to last for a complete number of the time frame. It could be, 2 years, 3 years, a few months, we don't really know. All right, but it's for a complete number of time. And the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And this famine is definitely going to consume Babylon, because Babylon itself is filled with spoiled people, obesity, right? This land is spoiled. It's never been hit. Babylon is like that child that was never hit. It never got its ass whooped. It always
Babylon is like Esau. They do not whoop their children.
Always got what it wanted. That one day when that spoiled brat, that spoiled motherfucker finally get his or her ass whooped, it's just like it put a smile on your face. Like when you finally see a spoiled motherfucker get their ass whooped, finally, yes. All right, that's gonna be Babylon. All right, you got
Nah, Babylon is like you eating my children, man. Y'all over y'all parents and y'all get y'all ass whooped. Y'all spoil you, Keep going through these articles.
Oh, I have one more. So there was another one to get to back that up. The book of Genesis, chapter 45, verse 11. So even though there's going to be a severe famine, right? This is going to be like an uplifting scripture for the believers, okay? And there, right? Whatever the famine is taking place at, especially here in Babylon, right? And there will I nourish thee, not provide thee, okay? Our power is going to provide thee. He's going to nourish thee. He's going to provide for you what you need. And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. All right. So during the famine, right? Don't trip. Don't worry about what you're going to eat, how you're going to get it, because what? Our power is going to nourish thee. It's going to provide thee.
God, and we're gonna be taken care of, man. Lord willing.
I turn the page, I'm like, oh shit, another precept. Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 13. and there was no bread in the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. All right. So that Egypt here is modern day Babylon. All right. Babylon, aka America. Okay. Said no bread, was no bread, no food. Okay. Ain't gonna be no Five Guys, no Chick-fil-A, no pork fried rice and chicken wings, beef and broccoli. No, Sesame was the General Toast chicken.
They like that shrimp fried rice. Shrimp fried rice.
That juicy ass pizza you get from New York and New Jersey. I ain't gonna be none of that. All right.
God, hey, and the food we're gonna have in the kingdom going one meal. I guarantee you, one plate of food in the kingdom will be better than everything on this side, man.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, now it's gonna be better than everything, but it's gonna be much bigger. I actually learned something new. One of the brothers have pretty much broke down how King David, like during King David's time, when he fought against Goliath, apparently the average height of a Hebrew Israelite man at that time was 7 feet tall. 8 feet tall. That's the average height. So it makes you wonder how big was we in the ancient time before we started sinning, before we started fucking up? How big was we? Hey, just imagine one plate of your first meal of the day is going to be like.
Oh yeah, we had big appetites.
Just imagine if we're going to be that big. Let's say, for an example, we're like 12 feet tall, average, right, in new body, right? Just imagine what one bottle of Yan Yan is going to be like.
It's gonna come up the head.
That's gonna be bigger than a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
A gallon of milk.
We might have whole barrels, and we might have to carry it like this. Like, hey, kingdom gonna be beautiful, man. Hey, but we gotta get through this, man. Because what is it? It's a learning process, man. We building up to be men, to be those kings. YAHAWASHI, we are those judges, we are those men, man. You know, you just can't wake up and say, okay, we got everything. Then you never went off. You never. Not saying going off is cool, but it's a learning thing. Like, you can't expect to be a judge and a ruler when you haven't seen what a world in chaos is like, man. Now look, we seen Jake getting gunned down, Jake commit adultery, Esau Edom, our oppressors over us, working 9 to 5, being tired, getting fat, eating unhealthy foods, everything's poison. Now we see what world of that swallowed up. So hey, when we rule the next world to come, YAHAWASHI, we know what to do, man. No GMOs, just straight. We ain't gonna add nothing. Hey, you want to make some pancakes, you want to make waffles and stuff, ain't gonna have 1,000 other ingredients you can't pronounce on it, man.
Yeah, reading the ingredients when you purchase food is like reading a whole Harry Potter book.
God, literally, you look on the back of anything, and it's a whole bunch of stuff you can't pronounce, man. You start asking yourself, what is this stuff?
Krypton cynicism plus, some crazy ass names, man. Like, really
foolishness, man.
Potions, yeah, they playing Harry Potter out here, man.
Petroleum.
God, hey, so let's see what's going on in China. The UN right now, UN rights chief speaks on Xi Jinping, says no need for preachers. Chinese leader Xi Jinping tells UN human rights chief. U.S. calls UN rights chief visit to China a mistake. So why is she going over there, man? That's why they say, what you doing? He don't listen. China's top 2 leaders diverge in messaging on cranberry impact. What else? Foreign businesses is falling out of love with China. So now them other foreigners that's doing business with that country, they falling out. The ones that's doing business with Babylon, they're falling out. Literally, uh, don't be surprised we wake up, they say the dollars, no, you ain't gotta go to work. You know? Look, Russian and Chinese jets deliver pointed send-off on last day of Biden Asia trip. So Biden went over there and they literally shot a missile when he left. You know? They said, hey, don't come back. Russia trying to do joint bomber flights. See, look, now top 2 kingdoms right now is joining hand in hand. Hey, let's practice. Let's warm up. Let's get this scrimmage going. You know, let's throw us, you know how, let's shoot around. Let's shoot in the gym real quick.
What did I say? Sending off last day of Biden agent trip. It was like, hit the road, Biden. Come back, no. Hit the road, Biden.
Look, and so when Biden went over there, Russia and China held military exercise in East Asia when Biden was over there. So he went to Asia, and that's when they started doing military. Hey, Biden, look what we doing. Look what we got for you. You know? Let's see what's happening in Russia. And this is all real time, man. This 7 hours ago, 6 hours ago, a day ago. This is not 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 2 years ago. This is all current, man. Look, literally 22 minutes ago, Russia war in Ukraine. So they still over there. U.S. official, Russia's military facing economic costs for Ukraine war. Look, an hour ago, 4 hours ago, Putin is going to lose his war. Don't believe this, man. Like we keep saying, if Russia put in that call, they could just make one call and say, look, I'm sick of toying with them, just flatline. And Ukraine will be off the map within 10 minutes, man.
You definitely got to get those 3 articles right there.
Which one?
Talking about that Ezekiel chapter 7, verse, I think, 19.
Oh, Russia is now exposed to a historic debt default. Here's what happens next. Russia says it will pay foreign debt in rubles
and rubies
after ban from U.S. banks.
And rubies, right? A lot of these countries are leaving that worthless, bullshit, those so-called money, right? And they go into real currency like gold, silver, rubies, right? Stones, okay? And they leaving these banks. What?
God.
Oh, rubles. I said rubies. I can't read.
Russia just served debt in rubles after U.S. closes loophole. Look, this middle one was literally 9 minutes ago. The U.S. intelligence document shows Russian naval blockade of Ukraine 18 hours ago. U.S. Ukrainian defense said Russia has used 60% of its high precision. No, they didn't, man. Look, you cannot believe that. You look up and they say, yeah, well, Russia used 66% or 60% of they big guns. No, they didn't, man. Now those are throwaways. We don't know if these work. Let me just go use them over here. You know? Hey, they not out there really going toe to toe with you guys, man. Like I said, all they gotta do is just drop. How many Satan bombs they got? They got like Satan 1, Satan. They just drop mini Satan. They don't even need Satan 1. They just drop one that's called Little Devil and just boom. Little Devil or something. Like an hour ago, Russia assault targets key towns in eastern Ukraine. Russia offers fast-track citizenship to residents of occupied Ukraine. Hey, so it's getting heavy out here, man.
A precept just came to mind. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verses 5 and 6.
God.
I said, thus said the Lord, YAHAWASHI power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And evil is come, the end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. All right. So only bad times are coming. All right. It's not going to get better. Babylon, aka America, is not going to bounce back up of the way how it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. No, it's only going to get worse from here on out. All right. And it says, an end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it's come. That end is Esau. Because the scripture says what? That Esau is the end. And Jacob's beginning that follow. So it's speaking how Esau, he's coming. He watches for thee, over the righteous. All right. So it says the end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. All right. You got that?
Nah, hey, the end is definitely, hey, generate what they call it, Generation Z, last generation.
Oh, no,
hey, so, look, all I did was type in North Korea. I didn't type nothing else. And look what comes up. News about ICBM missiles in North Korea. Literally, that's all I put in was North Korea. They talking about missiles, man. Look, North Korea tests presumed ICBM and 2 other missiles. North Korea fires missiles hours after Biden leaves Asia. North Korea launches 3 ballistic missiles, including possible ICBM. Look, North Korea mobilizes posters, military, and fight against Cranberry. UN Security Council to vote in coming days on North Korea sanctions, the U.S. says. That was 5 minutes ago. Hey, so it's definitely, North Korea fires 3 missiles after Biden leave. So once Biden left, that's when everybody just starts lighting it up, man. I guess that was their way of saying, hey, Biden, look. Look what we could do. Look what we got for you. Take this souvenir with you. It's probably aiming for them for real.
Yeah, bro, some of those missiles are not just going to be for testing. Those missiles are, one day, missiles are no longer going to be shot off as testing, and they're going to be shot off to actually hit this place, okay? The second Ezra, chapter 16, verses 13 and 14. Just go straight to the point. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right. And what kind of arrow is capable of being shot into the ends of the world? Right? The ICBMs, they're capable of doing that. Okay. Behold, the pledges are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundation of the earth. All right. Matter of fact, let me get this last one, verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the pledges that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. All right. So you can look at those nukes too. Once those nukes start hitting Babylon, it's like an arrow. When an archer shoots the arrow and let it go, the arrow doesn't come back. You can't just, mid-air be like, hey, I'm gonna put the bitch on reverse. Not an arrow, it's reverse back. No, you're gonna keep going forward, okay? You shall not miss.
Hey, YAHAWASHI, he's gonna make those missiles go forward, man. He might add a little bit of speed to it. So if they tell you, oh yeah, a missile could get here in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, hey, once the spirit's put on them, they get here in 2 or 3 minutes, 5. You know?
You can't even finish a 2K game. You're gonna be in the middle of a 2K game and boom, you hit with a nuke.
Nah, so yeah, it's definitely heating up, man. You know? You can't got anything else y'all want to say?
Nah, like for the lesson, nah, you can go ahead and close up.
Hey, so as you can see, wake up, man. Wake TF up. You know? Because you don't want to wake up one day and say, oh man, well, nothing's working. Let me go find out what's going on. Then you can't, man. They sugarcoating something. You know? They never gonna really tell you what's going on, man. You know? So hey, YAHAWASHI, this was edifying, man. You know, this is real news around the world, man. Things that you're not gonna. Oh, let's see what's happening on the news. Let me turn on Fox 5 or CNN. Let me see what they saying. You're literally gonna see the same story on every channel, every hour, man. Nothing new, you know. But hey, with that, Warriors for YAHAWASHI. We want to give all honors, praises, and infinite glory to Yahweh. Peace and blessings to your hopeful elect once again. Salawam to Akim and Agwaf that had tuned in. Double honors once again to apostles and elders of GMS who will teach well, man. Hey, like our apostle Charles likes to say, on to the next lesson. You're only as good as your last lesson, man. You know? And you know how W4Y likes to end their videos with DTA.
DTA about
man. You know? But hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, something happens. Lord willing, they give the power to the WHO. Because once that happens, it's literal checkmate, man. Everything can roll within next day, maybe same day, man.
At least a lockdown. At least a lockdown.
Hey, something's coming, man. They're not gonna let Curious George get away with this, okay? They're not gonna let this happen, and then they sweep around the one and say, you know, just go back to normal, this and that. No, Esau Edom know if he don't use this as an opportunity to do what he wants, it's game over, man. It could be game over, you know. Agenda 23 this year. Remember, they not wasting no more time, man. You know. So till next time, y'all watch this out. This was edifying. Shalom.
Shalom.